So yes, some increasingly warm weather, I think, on the way later on this week. But let's look at the picture that we've seen for today. So we had, for many of us, some lovely sunshine to kick off the day, and then a bit more cloud tended to bubble its way up. There's still some sunny spells around, although a bit of a breezy wind, especially for some coastal areas. But that breeze is tending to ease down through this evening. And tonight, clear skies overhead. You could see a few pockets of mist and fog perhaps here and there. And actually on the chillier side for the time of year as well. These are typical values for our towns and cities, but I think out in the countryside, perhaps 7 degrees or so. So yes, on the chilly side for August tomorrow morning. But nice and bright, any mistiness will lift and clear. Plenty of sunshine to start the day, and then as you can see, a bit more cloud tends to just start to develop as the day wears on. Maybe fair weather stuff, maybe a touch of high level cloud feeding in. Temperatures perhaps similar to today's values. In fact, coastal areas probably a bit lower than today because the breeze will be more in from the sea. But actually, given the fact it's less breezy, it will probably feel a bit more pleasant. High UV levels for tomorrow once again as well. Our times of high water, we've got Portland at 4:56 and again at 5:26 into the afternoon. Now this is the picture of tomorrow evening and overnight. So again, I think a little bit of a cool one. And you can see this weather front approaching for Thursday. Now I think that will thicken our cloud on Thursday, it'll pick our breeze up a bit. It's a weakening feature as it pushes its way in, but it could just bring a touch of showery rain, I think, as the day wears on. But then yes, after that we start to find higher pressure building its way in. That will help to settle things down for the tail end of the week, and it will also see temperatures rising as we head towards the weekend as well. Take care. So yes, potentially something quite a bit warmer on the way. But let's take a look at what's been going on today. We started with those blue skies overhead. Beautiful bright start here in Hastings. And then as the day wore on, more cloud tended to bubble its way up. There's still some decent spells of sunshine, but we have quite a blustery wind, especially into the south coast. But increasingly, I think that will ease through this evening and tonight. So starry skies overhead. You could see a few pockets of mistiness, perhaps a touch of fog here and there, but I don't think there'll be much of that. But quite a cool night actually for the time of year. These are typical values in towns and cities, but I think out in the countryside, maybe 7 or so in places. So chillish tomorrow morning for August, but a bright start, any mistiness lifting and clearing pretty rapidly. And you can see we should see some nice sunshine. Touch more cloud perhaps bubbling up again, so a bit of fair weather cloud, maybe some high level stuff spilling its way in. And temperature wise for many of us similar to today's values. In fact, the south coast is actually a bit lower tomorrow than it has been today because the breeze will be coming in off the sea. But the breeze is lighter, so as a result I think it'll actually feel that bit more pleasant. High UV levels again for tomorrow as well. Our times of high water, so what do we got? Brighton is at 10:08 and again at 10:24 into the evening. And this is the picture for tomorrow evening then and overnight. So I think, again, a fairly cool night on the way, but you can see this weather front approaching for Thursday. Now for us, I think that will probably just thicken our cloud a bit, perhaps pick the breeze up a little bit. You may just see a touch of patchy rain later, but in all honesty, the bulk of the day, I think mostly dry. But then yes, after that for Friday and into the weekend, high pressure takes charge. That should settle things down and see those temperatures rising. Take care.